What makes Nvidia the unstoppable force in AI and tech innovation? Truist Securities senior analyst Stein dives deep into Nvidia's future, explaining why he remains bullish on the company's growth trajectory and its pivotal role in the AI revolution.
So among these hyperscale customers, some of them are buying for their own use or largely for their own use, but some of them are buying for the tens of thousands of enterprise customers that they have. In fact, you said it in a very polite way. When I've heard, let's say, people talking about this in a bit more of a controversial way, they'll call the web scale companies or the cloud service providers distributors. They're not even making the decision about which technology is in demand and in use. But in fact, the end customers, as I said, tens of thousands of enterprise customers are.
Right. I liken them to Walmart or Amazon, right? They're providing a retail service, except they're selling like access to chips, to compute, to storage, et cetera. They'll offer their store brands. They'll offer, in the case of Costco, Kirkland, et cetera. But if people buy it, depends on the quality of it relative to that strong brand, that Nvidia brand that people know. So if Nvidia can stay ahead performance-wise and price performance-wise, then people will still buy it.
Yeah, I just want to be very clear. I think there's an important nuance that is different. It's not how good are the chips, how performant are the chips, how high quality are the chips. To a very large degree, this is about software, the software that runs on the chips. Nvidia has this software called CUDA, which is essentially the operating system of these chips. Nvidia has its own called ROCm. And then there are ASICs where each cloud service provider may develop their own software. But it's the very large installed base of CUDA that makes this position so sticky for Nvidia.
Right. AMD's got ROCm. Lots of folks would like to build out an ecosystem. How strong or how much stronger is Nvidia's ecosystem versus the others? Even if you X out the chip and hardware advantage they have, is it even possible to X out that advantage given how strong it is at this point? Can investors understand how big that software and really systems moat, rack scale moat that Nvidia is working to build out, how strong that is?
Oh, look, it's significant. And you can see it if you've ever been to NVIDIA's GTC on the one hand and AMD's AI infrastructure day that they put on. The number of attendees, the numbers of software engineers that have been trained in CUDA versus ROCm is vast. It's a very big difference. All this said, I would want to assert that I did recently upgrade AMD. My expectation is that they wind up getting a relatively small but stable and likely growing share of this market. My prior view was essentially customers were using them as a sort of a price check and unlikely to have any commitment to using their products over a multi-year period. And I think that's what's changed recently, but still I do believe NVIDIA is significantly ahead and will likely remain ahead